Aries, you are so freaking beautiful. You are talented and charismatic. And if only you could see yourself in the way that the people that are around you currently and your spiritual team sees you, if only you could see yourself in that scope, you would not be struggling with these internal issues that you have going on right now. And I can only assume it's some type of insecurity, like how you look or you sound, or you think you're not smart enough or what have you. You're always in this place of feeling like you have to prove yourself to somebody. And so as this Nine of Wands that just dropped, darling, and I don't feel like picking it up here, you are a wounded warrior, which shows to me, Aries, you have gone through a lot. All right. You've needed to do a lot of things that you may not have been proud of, or it may not have been pretty, but it helped you survive. It helped you keep you above water here. And so now you're at this predicament in your life, Aries, of where you want to grow, you want to evolve, you want to have a fulfilling social life where you have loving social relationships and then a loving marriage, a loving romantic relationship, right? Beautiful co-workers, or just, you want the full package here. And you're talented enough to get there. That's the thing. You're beautiful enough to get there. You're intelligent enough to get there, Aries. But the one thing that you're lacking here, darling, is being willing to get rid of the identity of who you were of in your past, Aries. Because your past self dealt with people that made you feel like you're a lesser than. That past self needed to survive, so they needed to be the Queen of Wands and protect themselves. Where there wasn't any space for personality or jokes, there's only space for you to think of how to survive and how to go on to the next day. All right? To me right now, Aries, you are left at this position of where you can continue carrying on in the way that you have been, and sure, you might gain some success. You still might continue progressing down this path here and get some good results that you are happy with. But that's just not enough for you, right? There's something that stirs deeper within you, and that's okay. That's completely okay here, Aries. It's normal to have the feelings that you want here. But it relies on you to be willing to put down the mask, to put down the sword even, so you are willing to be vulnerable enough to follow in your passion, to have this wand lead you, which represents your passion, rather than the sword that has helped you get to this point of survival. You don't need this sword anymore for this chapter of your life there. All right, you can put that chapter to rest, and parts of you will always exude that Queen of Swords. This doesn't ever escape you, but it will come into your life and be present when it's necessary. The lessons, the skills, the perception that you have of the world now is because of this Queen of Swords. But that there's so much more to the world than the perception of that Queen of Swords. And it's time for you to evolve here. You are at the Fool energy. That number 0, that's what the Fool represents, is that clean slate, needing to take that risk, that leap of faith. The Fool never brings much with them besides their familiar or like their spirit guide. And really that's it, right? And then the rest, they just trust in themselves that they have the resources within inside of them to take them forward. And the Fool always does, spoiler alert. And when you finally take that leap of faith, my beautiful Aries, you have the Page of Cups coming in here. That leap of faith is rewarded almost immediately with new opportunity. And in some cases, for some of you Aries, it will bring forth a new connection in your life, right? Because the Page of Cups, by definition, Aries, can represent new people or opportunity coming in your life. Whatever the case is, it's something that gets your heart chakra stirred. And for some of you as well, Aries, it's the full package here, all right? Because what you have been craving in your heart of hearts is the full package of fulfillment. You don't want just financial success. It's nice. Let's not get that twisted. Financial success is nice, but you also acknowledge that, well, yes, money can buy you some happiness. The other part of it is to have the people to share it with, right? People that you love. And so this next chapter of your life, you don't need to, there's nothing that you need to work on other than working on being vulnerable. You don't need to improve in your looks. You don't need to gain or lose 5 more pounds. You don't need to do any of that. You need to just wake up and present yourself in the most authentic Aries that you are possible, because that's how the world's going to respond positively to you. That's how you're going to have that Page of Cups opportunities finding you, because they're looking for an authentic Aries. That person, for some of you Aries, they're looking for that authentic, vulnerable Aries. They're not looking for a Queen of Swords, just a Queen of Swords through and through. They might be looking for aspects of that, but what makes a stronger person is to have a heavy story but still be able to bring brightness to your day to day. So it's like you may have gone through a traumatic past, but you're still able to smile. You're still able to bring positivity to the world. That's what's going to attract things to you, Aries. And so we have the Six of Swords. Y'all are having to detach from things here. Knight of Pentacles as well, detaching perhaps, Aries, from this idea that you need to continue down this path that you have been trudging down a long time. I feel like for some of you Aries, you're so committed to the Queen of Swords journey and what you built as that Queen of Swords that you're unable, like you are able to, but it's hard for you to walk away from something that has served you for such a long time. You've written so much in that story there that you don't want to close the book. You feel like the sense of commitment of still living this life rather than just starting a whole new story for yourself. But nothing tells you, Aries, that you can't rewrite your story. Who you were a year ago is not who you are today. You know, what you needed to survive 2 years ago is no longer relevant now. The Queen of Swords' purpose is to protect you to a point to where you're feeling safe enough to do other things again. What good is fighting for your safety, fighting for your freedom, if once now that you have it, you don't take advantage of it? You know, and so once you learn that balance, Aries, between vulnerability and also strength and having boundaries and all of that, because there's a balance between the both of them, the world is going to welcome you with open arms, and you're going to have blessing on blessing on blessing. And I know this because you have the Ace of Cups coming in here with the King of Swords. All right, now this is that divine counterpart energy, darling. All right, remember how I was talking about how that Queen of Swords will always be with you? It's you likes attracts like, and whether this King of Swords and Queen of Swords still have romance, or whether they decide to be best friends or co-workers or whatever the storyline is, that's not for me to fill in those details. That's your job, Aries. Y'all are able to relate to each other on many facets, right? Where you guys are not coming together in the need of survival, but being able to share war stories of what has happened in the past and like how that has helped your relationship with yourself now. And I don't know, I just get this sense of where you're going to be very pleasantly surprised, Aries, by how not alone in your experience that you think you are currently, and that you are most certainly worthy of love, and that you are most certainly able to attract people in your life that are good people. Even if you, and for the past like 2 or 3 years, Aries, you've been dealing with people that you needed to protect yourself from, there are good people out there, Aries. There are definitely good people out there. So let's get some final thoughts for your tarot reading today. Those 2 cards came out here. And then I'll let you go and have you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, darling. So you have the 10 of Cups, 8 of Cups, as well as the Sun energy coming in here. All right, so final thoughts coming in here. In order for you, Aries, to have that fulfillment, you have to be willing to go out of your comfort zone. The 8 of Cups individual leaves their 8 cups because they have hope for in the future that they will find 10 cups where they're completely fulfilled rather than just settling. All right, to have the Sun card blessing this here, it's so beautiful. Because when you look at this 8 of Cups, this is a person that's going out into the unknown, right? The moon represents what they don't see. This mountain is hiding on what's on the other side. So this person that took that leap of faith, right? has no idea how things are going to be turning out. You will not have any idea how things turn out, Aries, right? But on that other side, you have the sun, which represents abundance, which represents everything coming into clarity and everything starting to make sense, and being around people that you are able to start healing your inner child with and just exude your inner child and have it feel like it's safe for you to just be vulnerable and to just be Aries. And that's the journey that I see you on right now, Aries. Hopefully something in this tarot reading resonated with you. If you want further clarity in your life, my website's linked down below, SimplyVelca.com, if you want to book a one-on-one tarot reading with me. But until next time, Aries, I love you so much, darling. Bye.